Here's my extra bladder that I use if I need to do a very long flight. It's an Airconception soft tank. I think it's marketed as 10 litres, but if you fill it up when it's hanging on something, I suspect it's more like 4 litres. It comes complete with a clunk filter below this cap here, and this cap is just for filling. I haven't had any problems with these leaking. Originally they came with a red O-ring, which in my case did degrade, but Airconception France provided me with the replacement black O-ring, which they're now using, and I've not had any problems. The black O-ring comes standard over the last 2 years. To this I've added this tube, which goes to a Polini primer bulb, and then a quick release with a stop-off valve fitted. On my main tank, this is the setup that I have. I've drilled a hole through the cap. I've fitted a brass barb filter and then sealed that with this product here. It's called Dynasteel plastic repair. I'll include a link to that in the description. Absolutely brilliant product. I've not had any problems with it leaking or moving. It's a 2-part epoxy, which you mix and then need to mold within, I think, 5 minutes. You can use it underwater. Fantastic product. Okay, the way I've got that plumbed, it comes from my fuel cap up to a hose, which I've got zip tied to my swing arm. On the swing arm I've got a manual valve, on-off valve, and then the male side of that female quick connect. I'll now get in the harness and show you how I use it. Okay, so now I'm in my harness. You'll see the bladder is around my neck, and I can adjust the height of that to suit. I fly with a front mounted parachute container and instruments, which will sit quite happily there. I don't normally fly with this amount of fuel. I think there's probably 8 litres in it now. I normally fly with probably 7 litres, so it's not quite so bulky. This is the way it's plumbed in. We've got the primer bulb here, the manual off switch here. When I want to transfer my fuel, about 2 hours through the flight, I open up the manual valve, and then pump this a few times, start the siphon going, and then it just siphons from my bladder into the main tank. It's fairly slow siphoning, probably takes half an hour, but I've never had any problems with it. I've got a nice little air bubble there that I can see that it's siphoning. I suspect I could push on the bladder and it will speed up the siphoning process. So that's how I organise this. As I've said, I've had no problems with the Airconception tank. It is fuel rated. Other people fly with soft bladders that are only rated for water. I've not done that. And there are other fuel rated bladders for motocross. They tend to be much heavier than this. Please post your comments or suggestions.